Welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. So today is the 30th of August in 2023, and we have a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon of the month, which is pretty rare, hence the name Once Upon a Blue Moon, right? They tend to come like every few years or so. So what's very particularly interesting about this one is in August we had two supermoons. So a supermoon is whenever the moon is especially close to the earth. So it's especially illuminated. It appears to be just a little bit brighter. So you may have noticed last month that the full moon was just especially captivating and illuminating and gorgeous, drawing you in maybe just a little bit extra. So that's because it was a super moon, and this is the second super moon that we've had this month. So having a super moon, a blue moon, these things are already really rare, and then two super moons in 1 month is uh, pretty rare, if you could say. And we are also having another one at the end of next month. So we're kind of, this one's like in between two really powerful transits. There's 4 total this year, and this one that we're experiencing today is the closest one to us. And it's also in conjunction with the planet of Saturn. So that means that the moon is near the planet of Saturn. It's in the same area in the sky, if you will, kind of moving about and dancing around together. So that's another interesting dynamic, if you will. And Saturn also happens to be within the few days that it is the closest to the Earth that it will be for the whole year as well. So Saturn is also especially close to us, especially intensifying the energies that it typically brings. We typically feel with that. So both of those coming together in the time of a full moon, it's just like really illuminating and highlighting. It's kind of like a really intense midpoint, if you will. So yeah, those are just some like interesting little facts about what's going on. Um, Tonight, as we'll be able to see the full moon a little bit more clearly, Saturn is going to be 5 degrees to the upper right of the moon going into the night. And the duo, if you will appear to kind of dance with Saturn swinging clockwise around the moon throughout the night. So, very, very interesting, captivating transit with Saturn. Can experience in the moon as well. It's like an illumination of those more karmic cycles or karmic patterns that we have found ourselves kind of like deeply rooted in or kind of like stuck in emotionally. It's like being able to see potentially what we need to work on or begin to change in order to move forward or grow out of certain dynamics, cycles, situations that we've repeatedly found ourselves in, or just, yeah, what about us that comes up within our emotional state that kind of puts us continually back in the same positions that we don't want to see ourselves in or find ourselves in over and over, or kind of having to learn the same lessons again and again. And so it's giving us an opportunity to see what exactly we need to let go of during this time. Full moons are a really powerful time to release things that are no longer serving you, and see, exactly what needs to go and exactly what is worth rebuilding, where you can still keep, or where you can still build like some sort of structure out of things, and then what's no longer giving to you in a positive way anymore. So we're going to be taking a deeper look into this energy in this reading and just seeing whatever spirit has for us. Yeah, so this is just a collective read for all signs, but I did do a kind of like a series looking into each sign specifically and how the full moon will affect you or impact you. So you can find that on my YouTube channel. Will be lots of different videos for all of the signs. Yeah, in this video, we're just taking more of a collective look. And I'm using the Hidden Light Tarot. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, and the High Priestess. So, getting this energy of, it's like deep down, it's like you intuitively know, like the changes that you need to be made, that the changes that you need to make, or the changes that need to be made, or we also have the Queen of Cups on the bottom. So it's like deep down, you could kind of just like intuitively know that there's like one person in particular around you that's kind of like influencing you. You've kind of had this like hunch, or your intuition has been telling you for some time that they're kind of like blocking, taking this person's advice or being so dependent on them is like what's blocking like certain opportunities from coming to you. But yeah, it's like during this full moon. It's like whatever your intuition has already been telling you, whatever you kind of like intuitively already know, but you've been somewhat in denial of. Um, that's kind of what's coming up. It's like you already know exactly like what is influencing you or who's influencing you or like how you need to approach things, how you're getting kind of like emotionally swayed by one like particular person around you, like could be some sort of like mother figure or someone that you've like looked up to for guidance or that at one time you saw as like very powerful or like respectable, but now you can see how they're kind of like they like mess with your emotions or like almost seduce you in some way or yeah, if it's like a family member, it's like they definitely like cross boundaries or like weaponize your emotions or like the way that you feel against you in some way or your desires. um some sort of like powerful seduction techniques to kind of like keep you caught up in this cycle. But it's like now, um, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like there's significant change happening here. And it's like you already know exactly what it is that you need to do to like adjust to the change. You already know exactly who's been like influencing you away from like certain opportunities or going in a better direction for yourself. So it's like if you want to go in a positive direction, you're going to have to allow yourself to be like influenced or seduced in like the opposite direction than you'd actually want to go in. I'm getting this energy of like needing to take your power back in order to shift your life into a positive direction or like shift gears. Like you need to take control of the reins or um, take control of like the direction that you're like, grab the wheel in a sense. It's like you've given someone else like too much power and control over you or too much influence over your choices or your decisions. So you need to be a little bit more like secretive, like keep certain things to yourself so that certain people around you can't like weaponize them against you or use them against you in order to gain power over you or to keep you from being able to like move forward towards certain opportunities that would take you away from them having that kind of power over you. It's like, yeah, you have to like have the strength to like grab the reins for yourself or like take control of the direction you're going in or your destiny, if you will. Stop allowing like someone else to have so much power or influence over like the way that you feel, in order to be able to go in a more positive direction. Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles. So it's like someone else. Right now, you're in this energy of being reliant on someone else in order to take care of yourself or in order to meet your needs, in order to feel secure, in order to feel like warm, or you're not being like, left out in the cold, or so that you don't have this sense of like, um, this threat of like, oh, how am I going to like make ends meet my needs, do the things that I need to do in order to stay really like secure and comfortable within my life. It's like you're dependent on another person, or someone else could be influencing you to thinking that way, that like you have this mindset of like I can't take certain opportunities that would set me out on my own because then I wouldn't have like some sort of other support that I really rely on in order to like keep everything, in order to, it's like you need their warmth in order to then like cook for yourself, keep yourself warm, like all of the little things. It's like something essential that they give you then feeds into like multiple different areas of your life that you then rely on them in like lots of little ways. So it's like someone else is supplying the fire. And so then you need that in order to have like warm food, a warm shower, like to stay like warm within your shelter. So like you can translate that to like someone else is providing some sort of comfort or stability for you, and so you feel as though, so say it's like a parent or something or like a family member, then like they are very supportive of you or like still contribute into like your life in some way. And so then whenever they give, their opinion, or whenever you try to like, invest in other things, then they get to have an opinion because it also involves them, because you are like utilizing them in order to make the whole situation like fully stable and secure. And so it's like if you were not utilizing them, or you were not relying on this outside person, then you would be able to like co-create with others more freely, or it's like you would be able to move a lot farther by yourself in a positive direction than you've been led to believe, because this other person wants you to stay in a position of like, being dependent on them or feeling as though you need them. So they want to continue to like provide something, or provide some sort of service or something essential for you in order to take care of yourself, so that there's like this reliant so that, yeah, so you rely on them in some way, so then they can control like the direction that you're going in. um yeah, they can control like how much resources you have, and then that can like directly control like the direction that you're able to go in. um so we have the Page of Cups. So I feel like this is you, like you're um okay, so you're in this position of so you could be like more youthful, or just in this like you're still trying to learn, or like you're just starting out, if you will. It's not that you're like immature or anything, but it's just there's, you're new in the game or something, or you're like new in like adulthood, and so you still need your parents, or you still need like help to some degree. But then the people that you've been relying on to help you could have been like weaponizing your emotions against you in order to like keep control over you, like I was saying, or doing something like a little bit odd, or it's like something unfair that I'm really picking up on. And so it's like it could be completely natural that you would still be in a position of relying on this person, on this individual, because you're like in some sort of like youthful or like young, like when you're in your early adulthood, is totally normal for your parents to like still help you in some way, or for you to like spend a lot of time with them, or like say like you go over there and like they cook you dinner a lot, or there's something like that, or like if it's like your grandparents, they take care of you for a long time or whatever. Because yeah, we have this like Queen of Cups, but it's like this person is in this unhealthy energy where they just get off on like the power, the control of like having you be in this like lesser position to them. So it's like they don't want you to grow up, they don't want to like let go of the authority figure, like the role that they have over you. They want to continue to be able to like influence the direction that you're going in, or like, yeah, I'm getting this almost kind of like incestual mom type of, I just see that term a lot on social media. But like those moms that are just like, they don't want to like let their baby go, like they want their kids to always be like, to like come to them first, or to like include them in like their decisions, or it's like they want them to like make their decisions based off of like how close they could be to them or something. um so yeah, it like prevents you from being able to like really create with someone that would be like a partner, like on the level that you need to, because there's some sort of like weird family dynamics. But it's like, yeah, they get off on you needing them or depending on them in some way, even though it's like totally normal for you to still be in that somewhat at this stage, and then they're naturally growing out of it. It's like they almost want to like make you feel bad about it in order to like weaponize your feelings against you, to make you feel like insecure, like you're not capable of like taking care of yourself fully, or like going out on your own. So then you never even really like pursue it, and then you're always like dependent on them, or then they always have like some sort of control or like power, or influence over like the direction that you're going in. So then, yeah, it's like this keeping you close, like not wanting you to like grow up and like go off on your own and like become fully dependent. So this could be like a boss too, or something. um Never wanting you to like branch out on your own and like start your own company, or never wanting you to like excel to the level of like being partners, or forgetting, like never wanting you to really be able to like work with other people. So then you're always in this position of like being in like a lesser, and then you're dependent on them for something. So it's like, jamming up your networking or your marketing ability to like then go out and just like work with people on your own. So you feel like you have to include that person somehow. And then it's like preventing you from being able to really successfully like make deals or like kind of strike out on your own or like advance to the next level on your own. Um, So for what's influencing the situation, we have the Five of Wands in the reverse and the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So at one time, this situation could have been like really, really chaotic. So there could have been just like a lot of competition or a lot of fighting. You could have really felt like you needed to like defend yourself from, okay, again, say it's like a parent situation, like there could have been like a divorce and you felt like you had to like choose one of the parents or like choose sides and like defend one or the other, because there was so much like chaos and conflict, or like they were competing over you. So at one time you were like falling for it, and so then one parent could have been kind of like weaponizing your emotions against you in order to like gain power over you or the situation, and you didn't see it. Or like say it's like a job scenario, then it's like there was like a split in the company and you felt as though you had to like pick one side over the other, because there was like so much drama and chaos and whatever, that you felt like you had to be like really defensive towards like one side, or you just had to like pick one side. But then it's again, it's like that same side, was like emotionally manipulating you or like weaponizing you, that like instinct in you, or like your emotional dependency on them in some way, or their ability to like influence you emotionally or influence you the direction that you go in, and like rile you up and like get you to feel as though you needed to choose them or compete for them. Because again, it was like the battle was like bigger than you, and then your emotions were being kind of weaponized against you to influence the direction that you were going in for like their own agenda. And they kind of just got off on like having that sort of power over you. um but there's some element here to this to where it's like this is like bigger than you, or this is like happening because of some sort of like external struggle that was like not a part of, like it was like bigger than you, or that you were not like directly a part of, but it just like affected you, or you were able to be like influenced by it in one direction or the other. But these are both in the reverse. And so it's like something, it's like you're no longer being able to be used as a pawn or be weaponized by one party or the other in order to like hurt the other, like fight with the other, or like choose, defend one side or the other in order to compete with them or something. It's like you've maybe seen through this and you've realized like someone's using your like innocent nature, your naivety, or like the fact that you're like younger or just starting out in some field, or the fact that like you were like a child at the time or something. It's like catching on to the fact that like what they've been doing, how they've been like using your emotions against you. So now there's like this more guarded, like no longer giving to them, revealing as much to them. So then they don't have as much power over you. No longer feeling like you're going to choose sides, like kind of seeing through the BS and like realizing like that had nothing to do with you. It like wasn't your fault. It was never your responsibility to like choose a side or to like validate someone's emotions in this, because again, it like literally didn't have anything to do with you. Like you could have like literally been just like a child or just an employee, or it's like you were not like a direct cause of like whatever split or conflict was like going on here. You were just part of the like collateral damage of just like someone weaponizing the way that it was impacting you against you in order to make you feel as though you needed to like pick sides, or yeah, like choose one thing over the other or something. Yeah, they were like unfairly putting you, people who were like supposed to be like bigger than you in the situation, or like more knowledgeable than you, or like people that you were supposed to be able to like rely on or trust to like follow after, if you will, in the situation, were unfairly putting you in like a place of competition, or something. It was like, yeah, like weaponizing your vulnerability or your um, inexperience in the situation or your naivety in some way, like against you in order to make you feel as though like you had to compete, like you taking it on yourself and making you feel guilty or like it was your fault. Like with the parent scenario again, it's like sometimes kids like blame their fault. They like take it on themselves. They feel like they did something wrong, so they feel like it's their responsibility to like fix it or something. And it's like one parent, like, or one person in the power dynamic got off on that and kind of like used that against you because you were too young or too naive in the situation to like know better and to be able to see like this was like far bigger than you, or like this again, like this choice of this split or this divide or like whatever happened here, it was like outside of your control. It like literally had nothing to do with you. Like um yeah, so it's like you're realizing that now. With the what's delaying things, we have the Two of Swords. So it could have taken you a while to, because these could have been people that you like really trusted or just kind of like blindly followed after. Like when you're a kid, you just like blindly trust your parents, blindly follow after your parents. Like you don't think to like question what they're doing sometimes. Or it's like there's just a lot that like we don't know about life. And so we just kind of like trust, you know, the people that we are supposed to be looking to as authority figures, even whenever we're really young and we're just getting into like our careers and stuff. It's like sometimes we can get really misled by like certain professionals around us because we're thinking like, oh, that person's just in like an authority figure in some way, or that person has some sort of like status, or they've reached some sort of like level within whatever I'm like trying to pursue that's like higher than me. So I respect that. And so then you kind of like blindly follow after, or you don't like question things, or um, is it could have taken you a little bit longer to like wake up and realize how you were being kind of like used as a pawn here, and how your sensitivity or your emotions were just kind of being like used against you in some way. Because again, this was, whoever was doing this is like someone that you would have just like trusted your life with, or just like blindly trusted after, or you wouldn't have thought to like look deeper, or it's like your whole life you like never thought to question like this thing or something, or you maybe were always like naive in this one way. So that could have been purposeful, like because you know, because you were raised in a certain type of way, like or just because of your nature, and so then it's like easier to kind of like use that against you. um but there's something here where it's like it takes you a little bit longer to like see things or see the truth of certain things, or see whenever like the other person involved here actually is like working against you, because it's like you wouldn't do that to others, and so it's not like, you know, you don't get defensive, or it's not like your first thought right away is to think like, oh, you know, it's them, because you wouldn't do that to the other persons. Like, you know, those aren't your intentions, so it's hard for you to like imagine that, so it takes you longer to like come to that realization because you have like such a good nature, right? Then it's like you don't even think, whenever you're sitting here like what's going on with this, it's like you don't even think about that because you wouldn't even like think to do that to someone else, type of energy. So it's a really great quality to have. It's just unfortunate that like the people around you that you looked up to as authority figures, or that you relied on in some way to like take care of yourself or meet your needs, it's like those individuals chose to like weaponize that quality against you, or your sensitivity or your emotions in some way, and um, yeah, like put you in some sort of like weird competitive state that you never should have like been in, or make give you some sort of experience into something that you never should have had to like experience or something. So, what's spiritually coming in here, we have the Two of Cups in the reverse. So, I feel like the connection, the emotional connection that you have with this individual, authority figure, family member, whoever this was here, whatever the connection was, like whatever the bond was, the reliance here is like falling apart. It's like you're starting to see through this. And so, you're no longer letting someone have that same sort of power over you, or like weaponize, your feelings in certain ways. And so it's like falling apart. Their tactics are no longer working out here. As a result, the bond is kind of falling off. Like you no longer feel that same sort of like emotional connection with that individual that you once did. You no longer feel that like closeness or that like sense that you like need them on an emotional level. So it's easier to start to like sever ties, like physically or energetically or financially, however that looks to you, right? So the recommended action, we have the Two of Pentacles. So like I was saying before, there's some sort of like there's some sort of outside person, right? Whoever that we just went on this whole thing about. Um, that energy comes in and makes you feel like you can't properly work with others on your own, or you can't get going with others on your own, or it's like you can't partner with others without also including them, or like you still need them in some way. Or as like I mentioned something about like they jam you up from being able to successfully like go out on your own, or like get something started on your own, or like then kind of like take off for yourself. And so that's what spirit is like actually recommending in the situation. So it's like moving away from a space of feeling as though you need them, you rely on them, you have to include them, like whatever all that was that have been picking up on, right? Or that you need to like choose them. Oh, like, okay, whenever you were going to like work with other people, even if it wasn't this other party that was involved in the split of the situation, it could have just been like you trying to go out on your own totally. When you would do this, it feels like a betrayal to this other person in some way. So you would just like stop yourself from like moving forward and getting things going on your own. Like there was this weird pressure being placed on you to feel as though you needed to be overly loyal, or like overly choose this person. um and it was like, yeah, like stopping you or preventing you from being able to like connect emotionally like with others, or like grow in a positive direction for yourself. Is like loyalty to a fault, like you feeling like, yeah, if you go and work with others or partner with others, or like get something going on your own, then you're, betraying them in some way, or you're not choosing them in some way, you're not being loyal to them in some way, when it's like you really did everything that you could to be loyal to them and choose them in this situation here. But for you to just like go out on your own and strike out on your own, that's like the most natural, it's like the natural next step. But again, it's this energy of like someone not wanting you to grow up, or not wanting you to gain that like independence to be able to strike out on your own in some way, or not wanting to like let you go, or let go of that like power, control, the dependency. They kind of get off on like you needing them in some way. And so that was this specific thing that was preventing you from being able to like make really solid connections or investments like on your own. So spirit is saying to like, one, kind of like cut out that like third party or that dependency. Or it's like saying you're going to be a lot more successful actually like doing something on your own, even though you were conditioned to believe that you like needed something else or someone else. And then two, be willing to like take risks, or like connect with another person, or invest in something new, or like have some sort of like mutual exchange with another person here. Like make a decision for yourself. Yeah, do something that feels right for you, or that you think is going to, it's like you may be scared and you may be thinking like, oh well, this like goes against this other person, or I don't know if I'll be able to like handle it all on my own without their help or their assistance. It's like your first time kind of like going out on your own, and spirit is saying like trust yourself, have the confidence to do this, trust spirit, that spirit's going to be there to help you and to back you up. Like God is your partner. Someone commented that on one of my TikTok videos a few days ago, and I love that. So it's like, remember, yeah, spirit always has your back, always has your best interests at heart, and is always going to be there to help pick you up when times are tough. And spirit's never going to have this weird, as long as you have the right spirit in your heart, as well as that you're looking to, um, the Holy Spirit, right? Then yeah, you're never going to be like without or lacking or in dependency on something that is like not good for you or doesn't have the best intentions for you. So it's like, yeah, be brave enough to like take some sort of risk or make some sort of decision or investment or like finalize something for yourself and like trust and know not only do you have what it takes to like handle it or to back it in some way, but also spirit is going to back you and match you. It's like whatever sort of like leap you take or whatever sort of jump or investment you take on yourself, then spirit's going to match that like in your return. So it's like you're going to get back twice what you put in. um yeah, because spirit is like really wanting to help. So that's where our wheel of fortune is coming in. I just got this very specific energy of like whatever you put in right now, like whatever intention or work that you put in, spirit is going to match and return, match and double your return, right? So you're being given this like extra boost or like, yeah, like the extra coins in a video game to like get you to that next level in order to help. Spirit's kind of like giving you a hand to help teach you or show you like you really don't need whatever this other thing was or like this other person or this other energy. It's like you don't need this. It's like this has already kind of stopped you or prevented you from uh enough, if you will. And we have temperance. So I feel as though this is saying like there is going to be this really big shift. There is going to be a lot of change here. And that is going to bring about kind of like a lot of upheaval, if you will. Like I think it's going to be like pretty shocking to this other person that they no longer have that sort of power over you, or that you're no longer like loyal to them like to a fault, or fighting their battles, or um, just dependent on them in the same way that you were. Like this could be very shocking. And so it's like if the other person if other people around you start to get kind of like explosive, or if things start to get kind of chaotic and crazy, just find like a safe place within yourself. Like find a way to just shelter yourself in the situation, and don't let anything kind of like disturb or disrupt your peace, right? And then also, I'm hearing like approach the situation like, yes, you're taking your power back. Like, yes, things are shifting and things are changing in your favor. And so, trust that this is already happening. Like, it's already done. Spirit already has your back. So, you don't need to come into the situation like guns ablazing, calling people out, going off, being like, oh, I know exactly what's up. Like, you don't have to cut people off in this like really harsh and dramatic way, or like you don't have to do it in such a way that like brings negative karma then back on yourself. Like you can still be like really kind and respectful as you have been up to this point, and just like quietly remove yourself and know that like spirit is going to give you that hand, or just like help propel you forward into your next level or into a better situation for yourself. Is just like hang on to that intention in your heart, and that like inner knowing that you're going to get carried into the best direction for you, because you had a really genuine intention in the situation. And so yeah, don't bring any like negative karma on yourself by then going and like telling people off, or telling them how it is, or telling people what you think, or that's just going to create like more chaos or more drama in the situation that you have to go. Or again, it's just going to bring like more stuff back on yourself that then like jams you up or slows you down from being able to move forward into a really healthy direction, or being able to like change directions. Like don't do anything that's going to deter your ability to just quickly and quietly move in the direction that you want to see yourself moving in, right? Creating drama around the situation is just going to slow you down and hinder your progress to like get out of the situation and get where you would like to go, or where you would like to see yourself. Because it is possible. Like spirit is coming in and helping you or giving you a hand and assisting you to make some sort of change or some sort of shift, or like you're being given this like extra bonus blessing right now. So it's like really going to help you. Cornucopia, prosperity. The earth is plentiful and is reminding you to trust money will flow. Enjoy the fruits of your labor by releasing any fear mindset that blocks abundance. Your value in yourself is your best currency. Yes, that is such good advice. So true. So I'm going to read that again. Prosperity. The earth is plentiful and is reminding you to trust money will flow. Enjoy the fruits of your labor by releasing any fear mindset that blocks abundance. Your value in yourself is the best currency. Messing with fire. Protection. Sometimes you need to walk away from situations not to get burned. When there is resistance from others to resolve matters, or if the energy is negative in your environment, it is best to detach and clear your energy field. Yep. 100%. That is the advice from Spirit. We'll get a few more oracle cards for you guys. Fun and adventure, joy. It's time to play and get reacquainted with your childlike self. Open up to your sense of adventure and fantasy. You've been way too serious and moving through the motions. Snap out of it and have some fun. So that's our bottom of the deck energy. Old conditioning, release. It's time to release old conditioning and step into the new way of being. The old story and past cycles of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates and what isn't your burden to carry. Unload what's been weighing you down. So, one more oracle card for you guys to close out the reading here. With the mystical shaman, the bottom. Ooh, and the serpent. So I'm going to read both of those for you. This is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulder, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulses without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in its past. What if there were no need to explain yourself to no one, not even yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is the sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. That is a beautiful message there. And we'll look into the serpents. I feel like this is just kind of saying, like, if you feel as though someone has kind of had like power or control over you up to this point, um yeah, you don't have to let that be your story anymore. One, but two, you don't even have to identify with the person in the past that was just very naive and was unfairly having their, naivety and their sensitivity kind of weaponized against them in order to, the things that you did in the past, the way you kind of pick sides, or the things you identified with, or it's like you were being very heavily influenced here and kind of led astray by another. And so it's up to you whenever you stop giving power to like that story and letting that part of your life define yourself. And you don't have to, worry about moving forward people not letting you out of that version of you or that version of your life. Like, you don't have to continue to give any more time or energy or attention to it. And you, like I said, just quietly, peacefully, and respectfully just remove yourself out of it and trust that spirit is carrying you into a whole new life. And with that, you have the power to like transform everything about like the way you identify yourself and the way that you communicate yourself to others or show up in the world. So you get to choose, you're in the driver's seat and you get to choose how you show up or how people see you. And it's a choice that we get to make every single day. We're the co-creators of our life along with spirit. And so trust, right, that like you have what it takes to make a really beautiful life for yourself, and that spirit really loves and cares about you. You're very special to spirit, and the things that are special to you are special to spirit because um, you're so cared for. So trust that you can have the things that you want or have the life that you desire to see yourself in. So we're going to look into this card here. We have the serpent. The serpent is a life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passions and creativity free. The serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience in your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful original manifestation. When you shed the past gracefully, life will not strip it away with great drama. Indeed, that is something you want to avoid. Do not use your energies to seduce others or allow others to be seduced, even by your own ideas. Yeah, so that's exactly what this was talking about here. Don't get overly swept up in this now, I guess, or like the energy or the power that you have or the streak that you're on. Like, now that you've awakened to this personal power within yourself, don't get overly caught up and allow it to lead you astray, if you will. um yeah, with the temperance, it's like keeping a balance between, like, the awakening to these new desires and the power that you now have, and then also making sure not to again put that like negative karma out there to bring anything like back on yourself, if you will, because then that's just going to like jam you up and hinder your progress forward. So yeah, you want to, now that you've awakened to your true power within, the true force that you are, how much control you actually have over, your life around you, the situations around you, the dynamics that you within your relationships. It's like you want to then use this for good, use this energy to help, like turn people on in a good way, a healthy way, like help others. um yeah, definitely don't like now weaponize this power against others to, manipulate or control other people in the same way that you were. Not that you would, right? But Spirit's definitely just highlighting that, or wanting to like give that reminder, if you will. I'm going to read the last bit of that one more time because that's like exactly what I was saying. Um, when you shed the past gracefully, life will not strip it away with great drama. Indeed, that is something you want to avoid. So yeah, it's like if you can remove yourself out of these situations, just quietly, calmly keep yourself collected, then spirit will help move you forward in the same way. Like you're going to get back the same energy that you give out, um, but twofold. So that's a huge blessing, and it can be something you want to be really cautious of, is like you're going to get back double everything that you're putting out right now. So definitely put out like really good intentions and really good vibes, even for the people that haven't been so good to you, because this is only going to help like boost you or bring you like really positive karma to help carry you forward. Do not use your energies to seduce others or allow yourself to be seduced, even by your own ideas. So definitely stay like really grounded, really firm in your faith and your beliefs, and everything that like got you to this point. So yeah, I'm wishing everybody a really safe and beautiful supermoon, the blue supermoon that we have tonight or on August 30th. If you're seeing this at a different time, it's okay. The message might still be for you. Yeah, if you watch this far into the reading, I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like a more personal reading, you can use the link in my description. And I hope you have a really great day. Thank you.